From the top.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the on-air show with your host, Mansa the Defenestrator, joined by my co-host, aka my producer. What is your name again, Janessa?
Well, my friends call me JC, and you're welcome to do so.
You're JC, the HMFIC. And for those of you that don't know what that means, you could probably wiki it online and find out what it is. Why he's called Janessa? Well, he's also a girl with something special.
Hey, now.
For those of you that like a little something extra in your coffee. Not going to tell you what he stirs that coffee with, but you be the judge of it. And we are here tonight to try to entertain and amaze you and baffle you, befuddle you, and daze you, or some stuff like that or whatever. And not sure who our guest host will be tonight. Not sure who our guest will be tonight. But we do have quite a full plate, it seems to be. We have some people on the phone lines, as well as some special guests maybe stopping by.
That's true. I already have a couple people lined up. Lines are flashing, so when we get to them, we get to them.
Awesome. That would be great. Yeah, I guess so. Today, it's been a pretty good day for me. A little slow, just chilling and relaxing, but the weather's nice here on the East Coast. Can't complain much about that, and nothing too eventful in the news. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention was, have you heard about this thing they're doing in New York with the mayor is trying to ban supersized like soft drinks?
Actually, I have. Another fellow comedian, Mr. Jon Stewart, has been talking about it for a couple months now.
Oh, really? Yeah. They're actually going after this as though this is the reason why America is obese and overweight. The mayor believes that by banning soft drinks, that I guess he's going to slim down the state and maybe the rest of the world by doing this eventually. Me, I don't know. Personally, I disagree with that. How do you feel about that?
I don't think it's going to happen. We'll see.
I think that people are obese for various reasons. I mean, I got a couple of pounds on me, and I'll tell you one thing: I don't drink soft drinks. I'm not a soft drink person, and when I do, I usually drink the diet ones or ones with some of that cancer-causing crap in it.
Hey, carcinogens for the win.
Yeah, but I try to watch my sugar intake, but so that's not the reason why I'm heavy, and I'm sure it's not the only reason why many other people are heavy. And I think that by taking away the soft drinks, it's only going to take away soft drinks, but it's not going to make people slim down. Think we got anybody on the phone lines that you might want to chime in? How's the phone lines? Anything lit up over there?
I'm looking over here on line 3. We have Ickham. Ickham on line 3.
Yeah, Ickham, are you there with us?
Yeah, I'm here, yeah. Babies are fat from birth, so soft drinks haven't stopped it. That's all I gotta say.
All right, what the hell was he talking about, JC? All right, so babies are fat from birth, and so we won't drink any more babies. Thank you very much, Ickham. And moving right along, how's things been with you today, JC?
Things are pretty good. I've been casual, dealing with the stuff in the guild, trying to make things happen.
Yeah, that keeping things moving. Yeah, it gets kind of hectic sometimes, but I think that as a family, and friends have been together for a couple of years or whatever, that we shall persevere and make this thing happen regardless.
I agree.
Yep. And we were talking about PvP earlier. I think I just want to touch on something.
Oh,
and this can go one of two ways, ladies and gentlemen.
This can go one of several ways.
It'll either be entertaining or someone may be shot at the end of the segment. But anyway, JC and I kind of have opposing views. Well, maybe not opposing, but...
No, I don't think so. I think we're on the same line. It's just sometimes I'm in a good mood and sometimes I'm not.
Okay. That all depends on how far into the bottle he's gotten, ladies and gentlemen.
True story.
JC likes his drink. But anyways, I'm all for. Well, anyway, let me back up a little bit. We here at Dexter and Treachery, which is our guild that plays Star Wars, and those of us in Dexter and Treachery are on the side of the Empire. Now, those of you may not be familiar with the Empire, think Darth Vader, think the quote-unquote bad guys, if you will, and we want to destroy the Republic. Now, we have our reasons. I mean, I believe in us being lawful I guess, lawful evil to a degree.
Oh, it's totally a lawful evil guild.
Yeah, so it's justified, in my opinion, the deeds that we perform, such as the fact that we play on what you call a PvP server. And that, for those of you that aren't familiar with MMOs, multi-massive online games, PvP is player versus player. And that means that these servers allow you to go out and kill anybody that's of the opposite faction within certain zones. That means that the people who develop the game allow you to go into certain zones, and if you see someone's the enemy, and in this case would be the Republic's, we can kill them regardless of their level, rank, or skill or whatever. Now, here's where JC
Well,
and I...
skill is questionable.
Well, why? Why would you say that?
Well, because regardless of skill implies that it doesn't matter how good they are, we're going to kill them.
Oh, well, all right, well, let me back up. What I mean
Well,
to
that's a
say
true
is we
story,
will try
though.
to kill them. Yeah, we will try to kill them. We may end up getting killed, yeah, sure, in the process. But I personally, I've gone up against level 50s while I was still level 10, because that's how
I've never
gangster I
died
am.
either.
No, I'm not going to say I never died. Got my ass kicked plenty of times. And, I usually walk away laughing about the situation. But, on the other hand, there are some areas and times where things can become a bit hectic, and I can understand being in an area and you're in a mood where you're just trying to accomplish a certain goal, and then there's somebody else there that has in mind, well, I'm just going to kill people and be a pain in their neck. But I take it in the spirit of the game for which it's intended for. That he's there doing the same thing that I do on an ordinary day. It just isn't my day. This just isn't the day that I want to get killed. I just want to accomplish my goal. Now, I've heard from other players while performing events on days where they may not be in the mood to get killed, and said player comes up and kills them or whatever, that this person should be banished from the universe. Am I correct, JC?
Dude, that's not what I'm trying. Now we need to have a lengthful conversation.
Wait, hold on. I think joining us in the studio is a Star Wars and Warhammer and Secret World lore master.
This man goes way back.
He goes way back, and he's very knowledgeable in many MMOs and arenas, and he just knows everything.
True.
Frieden Lemon Pepper joining us.
Thank you.
Lemon, could you chime in on this one? What are your thoughts on PvP and the extent and limits of it?
PvP, well, essentially, we started as a PvP guild. I mean, Warhammer was all about the PvP. Originally, when I first started MMOs, I wasn't too into the PvP, but after Warhammer, it kind of changed. My whole thoughts on it. Basically, essentially, there's different ways of tempting PvP. But what I know, on any server that's PvP, if you go into any area that has PvP, expect to die. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Expect to get ganked. I mean, that's just the sad fact of life. If you don't like PvPing, then maybe it's not the right thing for you to do. I mean, I enjoy PvPing. Maybe not as much on the Secret World, but I do like it. It is fun. But again, it's not for everybody. And if you don't like it, then don't play.
I live for the PvP aspect of the game. My motto is cut off their ugly fucking heads. Wherever I see them at, I just want to slaughter them. If I see someone, and sometimes before I even recognize what level they are, whether I can even beat them, I'm more like for jumping on them, whether I get my ass kicked or not. But now, there are other members, and I've heard rumors, I don't know how true they are, of members of ours on the Empire side handing out cookies to said enemy.
Oh, jeez, that's just blasphemy.
Well, maybe you can shed some light on this, JC.
I'd be happy to. There's world event areas where you expect to have PvP. So, it happens. But at the same time, these world event areas also have daily events that need to be done for people to procure daily accommodations, which can be turned in for various upgrades to your armor. And you will find people in these environments that aren't really into PvP. They just really want to get the things done so they can be on their way. Now, I don't mind these guys so much. What bugs me is the group of people who are out there who will jump on you when you're in the middle of fighting like 5 or 6 mobs, when you're down to like 1/3 of your health, and they decide that now is the time to strike.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
No, you may not, but you may interject only if you enjoy a drink.
No, I'm going to try to refrain from using interject, but let me just say something to be clear.
Did you see how he tried to say it but didn't?
I got that. He had a hard time getting around it. Go ahead,
Yes.
interject.
Alright, so essentially you're on a PvP server, right? And somebody's ganking you when you're close to dying, right?
Yeah,
Well-
and I get that.
Yeah, well, if they're giving you so much hell, then why are you complaining? Just go get your friends, beat the shit out of them, and move on. Find
I don't know
them,
what you're. I
spawn
don't know
his
what you're
camp
talking
point.
about. Did anybody here? Was anybody here complaining
I know
about
exactly
that?
what he's talking about. Applaud that man for explaining the gangsterism of DT. Our motto
That's
is,
true.
where there's one, there is many. And if somebody fucks with one of us, all we do is put out the call and all of us come. And if one bastard tells me he's not coming, I'll boot his lazy ass out of the guild.
All right,
It's really simple. I mean, if somebody's giving you hell, you give them hell right back in PvP. No holds barred. If they don't like it, they can quit. It's just, if you want a PvE in a PvP server, expect there to be bloodshed. Lots of it. And don't expect to whine because, like I said, it's PvP, man. Everywhere. Nowhere is safe. Not even a city.
That's not true on this
Not all
server.
cities.
In this
See,
game, cities are safe.
Wait, whoa, hold on. Somebody got through.
Yeah,
I think
is that
that's
someone on the phone. Was that the
Yeah, it
open
was
phone
line
line?
5. That was line 5. I apologize. Could you pick that up real fast?
Who do we have on line 5?
Hey, this is Lamoth.
Oh, hey, Lamont. You want to interject something in relationship to our discussion on the PvP and MMOs?
Well, with this particular MMO, there are cities you have to be able to fly to, so therefore you're pretty much safe inside your home city, unlike other MMOs.
Ah, okay. But either way, no matter where you go, if it's outside a place that they can get to, the enemy can get to, they'll find you. They'll kill you. No matter where you go. So just accept that fact and move on. If you go PvP, just go like, yeah, I know I might get my ass kicked, but at least I play this to have fun. So if they kick my ass, oh well, I'll move on. And if they want to troll me and gang up on me, well, guess what? I got 6 of my buddies here that have razor sharp blades, lightsabers, whatever you guys carry, and we're gonna kill you.
Yeah. Oh, and for those of you who might be listening who aren't members of Dexterum, when he says 6, he's just saying that to try and entice people to fight us. We have many, many more than 6.
Yeah, no doubt. Word. Well, anyway, yeah, that's two spins on the same subject. But I have to agree with JC to a degree. I mean, like if that's his way of playing his play style, I respect that. That's my point. I mean, I respect anybody's way of wanting to play this game. Me, that's just the mass murderer at heart in me that I just want to crush everybody. Other people aren't as bloodthirsty as I am, I suppose.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, when I'm out there, I'm pretty much live and let live when I'm doing those daily things, because they're probably, and I get that, they're probably 60-70% PvPers, but there's always going to be that 30% that are just out there trying to get their accommodations. So I look at them, I see what's going on. But if somebody ganks me in the middle of a fight, they are on my kill on sight list, and I will wreck them.
I hear you.
I like earlier today, there was this dude, Incredulous Dan. First name Incredulous, last name Dan.
That's the one that's giving...
Yeah. He wasn't griefing me. I was just kind of, he killed me twice in the middle of a battle when I had half health. It's like, what's going on? The first time I didn't even see him doing it. And the second time I was like watching my back. Yeah, I panned my camera around to look behind me. I was like, man, where's that guy at? And all of a sudden he came up in front of me. I was like, oh shit. But after that I was like, all right, now I got to go find him. So I geared up and I went looking for him and I found him, and he was like working on his dailies, and I waited for him to heal up and get to full health, and then I went in and smoked him. And I was like, all right. So I get into... on this particular game we're playing, you can say things, you can yell things, and cross faction can hear it because we all speak the same language. I was like, really, dude? Really? That's all you got? You have to beat me when I'm half health? You ain't nothing. Dexterum, treachery. Remember it, we ain't nothing to fuck with.
Now, is that when you offered them cookies?
And that is when I offered him cookies. No. There was another dude later on. There was... All right, so for our viewers at home, now I gotta explain it. And for our listeners on the line, and Frieden, here's what's happened. And I represented totally. I was running around doing a daily, and I got jumped by 4 guys. And I was like, fuck, they got me, right? So I just sat there.
There was one guy earlier.
No. The one guy comes back later. So it's 4 of them. And I'm targeting them. Don't give me that.
Wow.
So I target them, and I'm just targeting them. 1, 1, 1, 1. Target. And they don't go anywhere for like 15 minutes. They're waiting for me to spawn. Which, people who haven't played PvP for a long time don't realize that if somebody's targeting you over and over again, they're trying to keep you distracted so the rest of the guild can show up. But, after they took off, they ran away and hid. I went about my business, and I ran into him later on. I was like, there he is. So I targeted him, and I saw he had targeted somebody else. So I decided to roleplay it out a little bit, so I yell across to him. I'm like, look, dude. This is, alright, PG-13 filters off. I was like, look, motherfucker, I am watching you. You ganked me earlier. If you so much as think of casting something at that guy, I am going to wreck your ass.
As it should be.
As it should be. So he turns around and runs away.
Wow.
Nice. Wow, you frightened him out of the zone, huh?
That's exactly how it went down. I was like, look, I got you, bitch.
Applaud JC. He's proved himself as a true gangster in Dexter treachery.
But the reason you were talking about cookies was that dude who was ganking me. It happens a lot. You get ganked. So that dude who was ganking me while I was doing my dailies, that was all by himself, that I didn't notice. I found him and I killed him, and then I waited around for him. So I was waiting around for him, and I saw this other red Republic, and I was like, all right, yeah, that's got to be him. So I fucking waxed his ass without noticing it wasn't him. So I was like, oh shit. This guy starts like saying in speak, oh, come on, man. And I killed him. And I was like, I look over and I'm like, oh shit, that wasn't the guy. So I did the out of context, out of character thing, and I was like, man, I'm sorry, I thought you were that other dude.
Oh,
I know.
Wait a minute.
I know.
Shut his mic off.
I know.
This fool thought that he was playing fucking Mortal Kombat and did a friendship. Tried to do a friendship on
I'd have said, tough luck, pal. You were on my... if you're red, you're dead. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly.
Red is dead.
Yeah.
That's to all Republic.
I brought it up earlier. Musa said that I should have just fucking pulled down my pants and shit in his mouth.
I would have killed him, stomped him into the dirt, and then took a dump on his face.
No. You would have thrown him out the window because you're the defenestrator.
And well, yeah, after I threw him out the window, then I ran downstairs, stomped him into the dirt, took a dump on him, and then I
would have been the
defecator.
defenestrating defecator.
Exactly.
A little bit different. Mind if I pull somebody on the line?
Sure.
Absolutely.
How about Sledge? Sledge, you hear us?
I can hear you.
Hey, Sledge.
Why don't you give us your input on PvP? I know you do a lot of PvP and Fusang and stuff. I know I don't do as much, but I know you do. Maybe you can give us some experiences.
Sledge sounds like he PvPs in real life. Like, goes around with fucking machete and just attacks people in the streets.
Don't you believe it? I think I don't like really hardcore PvP like in Eve. I don't know if any of you played it. You lose everything when you die.
Eve is all about space combat and piracy, and there's a lot of free market money to be made out there for our listeners at home.
Anyway, but I don't really care what happens in PvP as long as I don't get repeatedly killed by the same guy. I have a huge problem with griefing. If someone kills me once on a flyby, even if they're 50 levels higher, I don't care. I was there, I died, tough shit. Twice by the same guy is sort of, but more than 3 or more times by the same person, that just drives me nuts.
Okay,
And
I'm not gonna mention any names, but we have one of those guys on this server. I'm not gonna give him the credit that he hopes for, but yes, we have one of those on this server. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm trying to. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I think I already know.
If I can say this,
See
Sledge?
how I struggled not to say interject?
No. Well, let me see. Sledge, if something like that ever happens in this game, let us know. I'll hop in the zone with you. We'll find the bastard, and we'll kill him.
It'll never happen in Secret World because it's not open world PvP. It's instance.
Oh yeah, it's instance, but we're both on the same server, so I know several others are, so we can hop into that instance, that persistent war zone, find him, and kill him.
Let me ask you something, Frieden. Is that something you think may happen in Secret World? Are they making plans for adding this PvP content to it?
Yes, I have read before that they are going to be adding a PvP zone someday. I don't know when. They're also going to be adding a PvP dungeon. But I know their plans for next month is a raid instance, because they don't have any raid zones right now. Nothing to raid. No raid groups, nothing. But they will be adding that soon in a month. And then next week they'll be adding the rocket launchers, the big boom, and more quests, and I think some more dungeons. Nightmare dungeons.
And when will they be getting lightsabers?
Never. But, like I said...
Screw that game. No lightsabers. Star Wars, ladies and gentlemen, for the win.
I don't know, man. Rocket launchers are pretty fucking powerful, don't you think?
Not as powerful as the Force.
Yeah. You go ahead and use everything in your head. I'll just blow you away with my big-ass rocket launcher.
It'll never get to me because I'll just force it away.
Anyways, we're mixing apples and oranges now, people. But what's up next on the agenda, JC? You got anything
All right,
for
well,
us?
I do. Moving right along. This next portion of the show is brought to you by Dexterum Treachery. Dexterum Treachery, the guild you need to recruit if you have an open-world alpha testing you need done. The fee is merely free to play for life, and we'll be more than happy to solve all your beta testing problems with our alpha testing. That's Dexterum Treachery.
It's pretty good.
That's right. You get a little bit of everything here at DT. You get commercials, you get entertainment, you get clowns. We got all kinds of stuff. Speaking of clowns,
yes.
I'm sorry, what was that?
No, I'm listening to you. You're the star of the show. I'm merely the producer.
Not today. Today I just want to hang out. As a matter of fact, I'm just taking a back seat and chilling. This is one guy I want to hear from, and I think he's on line 4 right now. Line 4, I believe we have the cleaner with the sex report for us. The cleaner, are you there with us?
Yeah, I'm here. How are you doing today, Mr. Musa?
I'm most excellent. Good to see you today. Good to hear from you again.
Well, I'll tell you what. Today's sex report is I've really been having a lack of sex lately. I mean,
I was going to say, it sounds like a dry spell.
Yeah. It's been a dry spell. Sex is, good, but it's a lot better with a partner.
Ha!
This is true.
So I'm
Lock the doors.
I'm trying to figure out ways to lure nice-looking women. I'm 52 now, and I'll tell you what. You guys were talking earlier about the soda pop in New York, and I'm all for less fat chicks. But,
wait, we have someone right now. We want to have a word or two with you. What's that?
Oh,
you're interested in? She's a little heavy there.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think she's on my Zeus. She's probably one of the ones that views me 30 times a week, and doesn't. Well, I mean, I'll do a fat chick. I just don't tell anybody about it.
Oh.
Well, fat chicks need loving too, like I say.
And also, you guys were talking about player versus player too, and when I first saw PvP, I thought, yeah, I'm gonna get right on that because I thought it meant pussy versus pussy.
Yeah,
So
now.
I
Can't
Applaud
be mad
that
at
man.
that. Applaud that man for thinking that P stands for pussy.
yeah.
What the hell kind
And
of server did I log into?
I know. And then I'm running around looking for naked women, and people are killing me. And this is
This is
before.
bullshit.
Yeah. I was totally surprised by that.
You thought it was some girl-on-girl action going on in here. PvP, pussy versus pussy. All right. Is there anything else to clean that you have for us today?
I'll tell you that's about it. The dry spell thing. Trying to figure out how to lure the younger women in to an older man's world. If you guys come up with any ideas, let me know.
Well,
Here's your first idea. Hold on, Musa. Let me interject. Your first idea is stop using the term lure.
Well, I had an answer for that. Go ahead.
All right, no, that was it. Stop using the term lure, and we'll go from there. Musa, what do you got to say?
Well, if as long as he's still on the kick for luring, I suggest that you get yourself a popcorn box, put a hole in it, and go find the latest Disney Pixar movie, and just
Oh my
do what you gotta do
God,
with that popcorn box.
that's a little messed up. Since the latest Disney movie I'm aware of is called Brave. It's an animated feature intended for preteens.
Well, he did say
yeah,
younger
that's-
women.
He did say younger women. True.
When I say younger women, I mean 40.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We had a little
boy.
misunderstanding there. That's good. Well, hey, here at Dexter Family, we do not promote any form of child abuse or pedophilia or any kind of nonsense like that. We frown upon that. But if you're 50 years old, you're trying to get your freak on with 40-year-olds, get your freak on, Grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
We go. I'm looking,
Hey, you know
I'll
what?
let you guys know. I'm really close. I met this girl. She's got a broken leg though. I'm hoping she can't get away.
Giggity.
Well, you didn't break that leg, did you? You
Wait,
didn't
wait.
set a bear trap or something to catch a girl around your place, did you?
She's not an Asian woman named Irene, is she?
No. But I figured out how to knock the cups off her crutch. You know how they have that little rubber cup on the bottom?
Yeah.
And when she's not looking, I can knock that cup off. And it really messes her up. And, if she falls down, I got this plan. When she falls down, I'll get right on it. Like I'm trying to help her, but then I'll seduce her.
Well, you call it seduce. Some places may call it rape. Here at DT, we don't promote rape of any forms. But if you can knock that crippled bitch down and get you a piece, go ahead and get your hump on.
Hey.
But one thing though, those of you that don't remember, the cleaner was the gentleman who reminded everyone in America what sexy was. He talked about women with hairy pussies. Because
That's right.
I was watching a talk show today. Not that I watched The View, but my wife records it, and it just happened to be on. So I just happened to see it. And the topic of discussion was bikini waxing or something. And they had a male host on, and they asked him, what did he think about bikini waxing? And here's what he had to say. He said, he says he has a young daughter, and he doesn't like the fact that women are getting waxed and they have a look that's similar to a child, that he finds it disturbing. I had to applaud that gentleman because that's exactly how I kind of look at it. I like a woman to look like a woman. And even one of the women on the show, one of the hosts on the show said the same thing. She said, I waited all my life to become a woman. I'm not trying to look like a child anymore. So, I really appreciate the fact that some women and men respect the fact that this is what women and men look like. We have hair on our genitalia. And so this whole shaving thing, I don't know. Like he said that he's in a minority. I think there's more people out there that appreciate women with hairy genitalia than they are willing to admit.
Let me just add that that's what duct tape is for. If you want to get in there, just duct tape the hair out of the way. They don't have to shave it. Just use a little duct tape.
Okay, I almost had to mute you. I thought you were going to start talking about tying women up with some duct tape.
Exactly. Here we go.
Thank God he didn't. All right. Yeah, but this is true. Use the duct tape. Well, thank you, the cleaner, for the sex report for this week, and very good report. And hopefully, we'll hear from you again next week. That's the cleaner,
It
ladies
was
and
a
gentlemen.
pleasure talking. Take care.
And now, from the weather down under, we have on the line with us Kazul. Kazul, can you give us a weather report from the land down under?
Yeah, we want summer back immediately.
Thank you,
This
Kazul.
will become hostile.
Thank you very much for that weather report. So it's still hot down there? Very hot?
No, it's cold. We
Oh,
want
it's
summer back.
cold. Yeah, gotcha. Wow. So where are we, JC? Anything else?
Oh, well, I don't know. We can talk about the summer being a natural aphrodisiac if you'd like.
Yeah, it should make my afro grow this year, you know.
Oh, boy.
Well, some of you didn't get that?
Yeah.
It's an aphrodisiac. Makes your afro grow.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Why do I envision Animal from the Muppet Show? Yeah, funny.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, no, but with all seriousness, ladies and gentlemen, this portion of the show is brought to you by Dexter Treachery, scheduled events all week long. This week we have a last-minute addition to the scheduled event. It's a world event in Star Wars. Let me double-check it. We have Saturday night, it will be Karga's Palace for those of you who are ready for a hard mode. No, it's actually on normal story mode for Karga's Palace on Saturday. Also at 8 o'clock Eastern, World PvP. A sister guild of ours, Dark Force Rising, is hosting a World PvP event on Ilum. Begins at 8 p.m. Eastern. Help conquer the battlefront of Ilum. Anybody who's interested in World PvP on Ilum, by all means, join us on the Prophecy of Five server at 8 p.m.
Thank you for that very great piece of information. Yeah, that sounds like something I definitely want to take a part of. Also, this segment is brought to you by the Cleaner Hair Waxing Hair Remover. The Cleaner Wax Hair Remover, probably whatever the fuck it is. It removes hair from women's hairy ass legs and their genitalia. The Cleaner. It gets it cleaner, and if it doesn't get it cleaner, the cleaner will come to your house personally and wax that bitch for you. Thank you. The Cleaner's Hair Wax Remover. Also in the news, Apple has released this blah 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 blah. Apple has released its iPhone 5. Any of you guys out there own iPhones?
Nope. Don't own one.
Well, I own one. I'm a big fan of the iPhone and have been for several years. And usually I keep up with them, but god damn it, I'm not keeping up with the iPhone 5 because Apple's getting as bad as Microsoft with producing a new product every time you turn around. But it's
Please, Apple predates Microsoft for that shit.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but Microsoft was killing it for a while with the Windows operating system every year. But yeah, now it's the iPhone 5, and I mean, I got the iPhone 4S, and as far as I'm concerned, it does the job. Whatever they're doing in the iPhone 5, they can keep it for the next 5 or 6 years while my iPhone is still working. I'm not looking to go any further. Any of you people out there, JC, Freedom, BlackBerry people?
Nope.
Do you have a cell phone, Freedom?
I do, but it just gets me texts and calling people, and that's it.
Well, let me ask you this: when you're on the reservation and you use smoke signals, do those smoke signals transfer to instant messages?
No, I don't live on the reservation.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were
smoking.
Yeah, I thought you were still on the reservation. I apologize. Don't applaud that bullshit. Freedom's not on the reservation. He lives in a fucking adobe hut.
Let's keep the racial heritage thing out of...
Fine, nobody's exempt. You don't have to attack everybody before the night is out. I just got on Kazul. Who did I leave out? Let me see. Oh, well, Bobby Nation's not here tonight. But anyway, moving right along. Nobody likes iPhones, and everybody's drinking soft drinks, so...
That's true.
Well,
especially
I can
Mike
say
and his
something.
voice.
Yeah, what's that, Freedom?
With the soft drink thing and the overweight people, It's really not the soft drinks, it's what they're eating at their own house. It has absolutely nothing to do with soda. Although soda is one component of it, it's mostly what the people eat in their own private time.
Yeah, I agree.
You can get junk food anywhere. Junk food, soda, whatever, anywhere. Even in a can.
I agree.
So, yeah, you want to ban that stuff, you better start dictating what people should or shouldn't eat. And if you get that far, then I'm afraid our country as we know it is gone.
I'm getting Twitter messages here. Someone twittered that they want to bring Honey Boo Boo in. You with us tonight, Honey Boo Boo? Come on, Lemon, don't be shy. You know that's your new name. All right, Lemon's being shy. He doesn't want to be Honey Boo Boo tonight. Go ahead, continue. No, but as you were saying, I agree though. You know, soda, like you said, is one component. You know, it's basically got to do with people's own personal habits and lack of exercise, perhaps, and just choices that they make. You know, people don't make healthier choices, or for one reason or another, they are obsessing on other foods that tend to keep their weight increased or whatever. It's not an easy challenge for those of us that struggle with weight loss or whatever, but it's not just one thing. Knocking out soda to me is ridiculous. I think if you're going to be concerned about the states or the country's health, there's bigger fish to fry. I mean, let's knock out cigarettes and maybe alcohol if you want to attack something that's really hurting
tobacco,
people. Yeah, we're talking about knocking out soft drinks. Come on, that's great for kids. I mean, you know,
I love
and
liquor.
they're working on that in New York City. They've worked on like changing the diet around the schools. They took soft drinks out and they put in like flavored waters, and they took out like all the sugary stuff and replaced it with healthier snacks. And that's a great
juices.
thing. Right, but not telling adults like what you can purchase in a movie theater or at a McDonald's. I mean, people have a right to choose their own poison. Just like I said, with alcohol or cigarettes, people can choose whichever poison they choose to have or whatever. So
Interjection?
Yeah, sure.
All right, everybody who's counting at home, that's your fifth drink of the evening.
Me?
Alcohol, tobacco, each are taxed disproportionately to other items in order to offset the long-term medical health detriment of usage. So, I get what they're saying as far as colas, fast foods, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, you lost me kind of, sort of. I'm not as smart as you are. Remember that, JC?
You're just a simple caveman.
I'm just a simple caveman. Your ways frighten me. These discussions about offsetting and taxes. You know, where I come from, they didn't have taxes. You know, you beat a girl upside the head with a rock. You dragged her inside her cave. You took care of your business. You know, these things I don't know. What I do know, though, is that fat people are going to be fat, regardless of what they decide to devour. And
Did you just use the colloquialism irregardless?
Yeah. Regardless to what they decide to consume.
Dude, everybody knows what you mean.
I know no such word. That's a hood
I know.
word.
I'm not going to the fucking crucifix with that issue.
What had
Forget it.
happened was yeah, it's one of those things. Like what had happened. Anywho, what else we have in the news?
No, if we want news, hold on a second.
More news.
More news in the world.
Anybody seen Dave the homeless guy today?
I have not seen Dave the homeless guy today. Did he grab some donuts earlier and take off?
He might have got picked up by the cops. That happens to him once or twice a week. So there's days where Dave may join us. There's days Dave may be in jail. So a lot of times I have to go down and bail his crusty ass out.
Okay.
You know.
All right, I got plenty of news reports. I'm going to go right down the list, and you tell me which one you want to talk about, my good friend.
You go for it.
Top story of the evening: Mom ticketed after 2-year-old son pees in the streets.
What?
What state was this?
Stand by. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Mother was issued a $50 public urination citation after her 2-year-old son peed on the street.
Well, I guess she wasn't being discreet enough about it. I mean, who doesn't let their kid pee in the street? When they gotta go, they gotta go.
Dude, I will pee in the middle of a parking complex. If you gotta go, you gotta go.
Hey, hold on, we just got a Twitter in here. Someone said to ask JC if he's really Steve Buscemi. Inquiring
Oh my
minds need to know.
You know, it's funny that you should ask that, whomever asked that. Twitter universe, I have a lot of people who refer to me as Steve Buscemi because of the voice. And I have a lot of people that refer to me as, who was that, the Born Identity guy? Because of the way I part my hair and the way I, from the side
really?
profile. Yeah, I know, it's so weird. I'm like, they're totally different people. But I get the Steve Buscemi all the time, especially Mr. Pink, because I have that Mr. Pink demeanor when I'm speaking to people.
Awesome.
Never knew that.
Yeah, but as far as 2-year-olds peeing in the street, I mean, being a father and a grandfather, there have been times where you want to do the right thing and find a public restroom, but you would think a police officer would understand that a small child, sometimes you have to let them relieve themselves where they are, because they don't know from, well, I'll wait till I get to the bathroom. They know they got to go now, and you're not going to let them stay in your car and pee it up or even pee their clothes up when they're trying to get somewhere or whatever. Let's see, we got anybody on the phone lines that'd like to interject in this? Yeah, it looks like we got, what line was that we had Ickham on?
Ickham is on line 4. No, Ickham's on line 3. Line 3 for Ickham.
You with us?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. You have to teach your children, this is me, to pee in cups at an early age. Teach them. Because it's necessary. This is what happens. What I've done, ever since I was like 6 years old, I've learned how to piss in 12 ounce, 16, 24, 36, 40 ounce bottles. It doesn't matter. I can do it driving on 285, driving around Atlanta.
You're an adult. Let me ask you this though, Ickham. Are you a father?
Oh yeah.
And have you ever been in public when your child had to go? You carry a cup with you everywhere you go?
No, we carry, I guess you want to call them buckets.
Buckets?
Applaud that man for carrying a fucking bucket around for his whole family. So this is like a family-sized bucket?
It's large enough. I mean, well, you know, it's for the size, the age limit of the child. Because, you know, girls, they need larger sizes, and boys need smaller sizes because of the way their body is made. So
if you're running outing and you're going to like the zoo and you got your kids with you, then you carry the bucket around so in case she has to relieve herself.
All the time. But I don't play that.
I think that the issue here would still be exposure. I think that's why. What did they say what the charge was, JC? JC, with us?
I am. I'm sorry. I was a little distracted talking to a caller on the phone. What did you just ask me?
Did they say what the charge was for the ticket that was given?
Indecent exposure is probably
exactly.
It was a $50 fine.
Indecent.
Even if it was a bucket, that's still considered indecent exposure.
2-year-old penis is indecent exposure.
Well,
this
that's
is a
what
whole
I figured
different
it was
subject.
for.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's whatever. That's what I figured it would be for. Cause what else are you going to charge a 2-year-old with peeing? They wouldn't charge you for peeing up the street. It would be indecent exposure.
They charge the mother for her responsibility. She's responsible for her child, so they charged her.
Interjection?
Interjection for the drink. On line 7, we have Sledge. Line 7, Sledge.
With the kid and the peeing, if she got booked for him peeing, the cop needs a smack around the ear hole. But if she didn't take him to a place at least against a wall or something where he wasn't exposing himself to perverts with cameras or phones, well, I can sort of see why she got a fine.
Yeah, I would think the same thing, but who knows? I mean, knowing some police officers, it could have very well been between a couple of parked cars or a tree or something like that. But because he saw it, and it's been seen, so it's exposure.
The child could have been mandingoed.
Well, the child could have been exposed to some pervert with a phone putting something up on Twitter or on some pedo bear's website. You know what I mean?
This is possible. I mean, I could understand the law, and that's another thing. Like, I certainly would have made sure there wasn't an officer in sight when allowing my kid to relieve themselves in public. That's something I'm aware that even while doing so, it's still illegal. You know, and I never had to be confronted by a police officer because I would have made sure, like I said, this. Matter of fact, just recently, well, last year, my 3-year-old at the time, 3-year-old granddaughter, she had to go to the bathroom while we were driving somewhere on a highway, and as soon as I got off the exit into the city streets, I had to open the door and let her, relieve herself, between the door. But it was between the door, and nobody would have seen this because I was standing in the area where it would have been blocking the view, and then the door in the car was in the other area. So you got to be more discreet than to just, all right, right here in the middle of the sidewalk while people are walking through. Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. So obviously, right, the officer saw this, so it was indiscreet.
Yeah. Hey, Musa, we have a caller on line 4, DeCleaner, not a first-time caller, long-time listener. He's back on the line 4.
Yeah, of course, the cleaner. Hello, the
I
cleaner.
had to call back in on this. I think it's ridiculous. If that woman had been walking her dog and her dog took a piss on a fire hydrant,
That's a good point.
that cop would not have given her a ticket.
That's a very good point.
And that's a child is a human being, and a dog gets more freedom than a human being in this case.
Peter,
I think it's ridiculous.
That's a good
And
point.
it
I have
makes
to
me
agree with you
angry.
100% on that. Yeah, that is ridiculous. Sometimes it's just an abuse of power, with some of these officers. Well,
That's all I wanted to say. That made me angry.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you,
All right,
DeCleaner.
hang-
We'll
hang
take
up-
take
hang
our
up the phone
responses
on
off the air.
Hang up the phone on that man. All right, anything else in the news, JC?
Absolutely. Walking down the list, we have cops in Florida say, woman demands money, pulls gun on man during sex in moving car.
What?
Respect that whore for getting her gangster. Show that whore some respect. She pulled a gun out in the middle of a downstroke.
Wow. That's pretty
Hurricane,
bold.
whatever, whoever. Brought to you by the NBC News staff, a Florida woman who allegedly pulled a gun on a man during sex and demanded money, causing him to lose control of his moving car, was arrested Tuesday, police said. The woman, who shall remain nameless and ageless, fled the scene on foot after the vehicle struck a palm tree, went airborne, and plowed through 2 front yards.
Well, did
This
the
is all-
bitch get paid? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
That's something else, man. I mean, she ran out barefoot after the car flew in the air, got her paper, and got in flight. Good for her. These are tough times. I mean, people have to understand that desperate times call for desperate measures. I mean, if I could secure some funds from riding around in the car with, well, I'm not going to say I go that far, but I understand her position as far as riding around and hooking a guy and being able to get those funds from him just for being in the car. I have to applaud her whorism again.
More news from the state of Florida if you're interested.
Sure.
A homeless man in Miami broke... Alright, hold on. This dude, ready? He
Go
broke
for it.
into a car in front of a bar, stole the credit card out of the fucking car, went into the bar, and proceeded to order a beer. Well, the only problem, you might wonder? The credit card belonged to the bartender. Yes,
Of course
folks.
it did.
Oh boy, applaud that man.
Of course it did. Hey,
Wow.
I applaud that alcoholic, homeless bastard for having to get his drink on and not giving a fuck who saw it or
That's
whose
right.
card it was that he was getting his drink.
Oh man, the man who shall remain nameless and ageless walked into the Cleveland bar on Ocean Drive in South Beach Monday, handed Bradley Fuller, the bartender, a credit card, which Fuller determined was his own.
Was his name Kazul? Kazul's been known to do this from time to time. Breaking the cards, steal credit cards to get his drink on.
Funny thing is, Bradley Fuller looked at the guy and said, "What's your name?" And the guy said, "Bradley Fuller." So he was like, "Hey, that's my name."
Then he looked out the window and saw his windshield smashed out.
Oh boy!
Wow, that's hilarious. Only in Florida.
Only in Florida. There's a lot of only the craziest of things happen in the
Really,
South,
seems
man.
that way.
I remember once upon a time, back in the Jerry Springer days in the early 80s, this big fat woman was like, "Yeah, I was sitting on a toilet and I thought I was taking a turd, but then I looked down and I thought, that's not a turd, that's a leg." And she gave
What?
birth to a baby. That's some crazy. That's the kind of crazy ass shit that happens in the South, dude.
Wow, that is crazy. Well, I got a big one. I got a big one coming out, and it's a baby.
Wow.
I'll tell you.
Oh boy.
Strange
All right.
days indeed.
All together, mama, roll. All right. Moving right along, this portion of the show is brought to you by Dirty Mike and the Boys. Dirty Mike and the Boys, whenever you need somebody to dirty up your vehicle when you're not watching, Dirty Mike and the Boys will be more than happy to soil it. Front seat, back seat, middle seat, right in the middle on the hump, in the back, no problem. Dirty Mike and the Boys.
That's right. And then you may need to call the cleaner after Dirty Mike and the Boys leave so he can clean that mess up.
Oh boy.
So let's do we have a special segment this evening in relation to what, JC?
I do have a special segment ready to go.
Alrighty then.
All right. There it is. Tonight's special segment, simulcasting on 2 different channels, is The Names of Star Wars, The Old Republic. Are we ready to discuss some of the names we've seen in Star Wars, The Old Republic, Prophecy of 5 server?
Yes, we are.
All right, let me open up these videos that I've... actually, they're pictures that I've taken along the way.
Alrighty. Unfortunately, I don't have a listing. I've come across some names, but I haven't kept record of them, sadly.
You guys keep names of the idiocy?
Well, JC keeps
That's
a
about
listing
how it
of,
is.
Yeah, of the retarded names that are on the server, some of the guild names and such.
Is this gonna be one of those segments where we poke fun at those names?
Exactly.
I think
Perhaps.
I like it. Maybe I should get my my crew to do something like that.
All right, hang on. I apologize.
No, not at all.
All right, well, here's an oldie buddy goodie. This is classic right here. On Belsavis, I ran into Clark W. Griswold of Wally World, Grand Champion of the Great Hunt.
Clark
Yeah.
Griswold. That's from the
That's really original.
the vacation movies, right?
Yep.
True story.
Next thing you know, you'll have his cousin Eddie riding along on his coattails to greatness.
That's insane. Clark Griswold.
Oh my gosh, I actually thought I deleted some of these. Hold on.
Yeah, you know, keep the names coming. I'd definitely like to hear this.
I'm going to try to do my bitmap images, the single photos that I took instead, because they should load in faster. But I do have video. We're going to have to do a whole feature one time for the video.
Okay.
For your listening pleasure, while JC finds his files, we have his song. I'm going to turn this into a music radio station.
Dude, that's taking me back. That came out like pretty much the same summer as Shaka Khan.
Who did you say that was?
I don't know who it was. It takes me back. It
You
came
don't
out the
know
same.
who that was? Oh, shame on you.
Ashford
It wasn't-
Simpson. Sorry.
Thank you.
There
thank
he
you.
is. Ickham on line 3, everybody.
Nick
Need this-
Ashford and Valerie
It
Simpson.
is a short in my line. I apologize.
Ah. All right, so I was running around the other day. I ran into this this young man named Shexy, last name, and I know it.
Applaud that man.
That's right. Sheckzy, last name, and I know it. Traditional spelling.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a million of them. You can't help but run into them. I know that I tried to take a picture of somebody. I might not have had it, but one of them was, what was it? Grand Champion, last name of the Great Hunt, comma Grand Champion of the Great Hunt.
Ridiculous. Oh, you know what? Speaking of sexy, and you know it, there's a rumor going around. Those of you who've seen this viral video called Gangnam Style, Whoop'em
Whoop 'em
Gangnam
Gangnam
Style.
Style.
Yeah, the guy who put this video together is actually Frieden. Is this true, Lemon?
I have made no videos. I do not know anything about this.
I saw this guy's video, and he does. I gotta say, he resembles your Facebook picture.
I don't. I pretty much avoid cameras and pictures.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to watch this, Honey Boo Boo. Go ahead, JC.
Honey Boo Boo. All right, next up from the guild, THC. We all know what THC is, yes?
The hot chicks?
Yeah, well, let's just call it that.
What is THC? I don't know.
I would call it tetrahydrochlorine. It's an organic chemical that one might find in the use of cannabis.
Oh, okay, THC, right. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I know.
THC,
It's been,
okay,
what was it, like the early 50s, late 60s when you were imbibing?
You didn't have to go that far. Way to kick an old man really low.
Oh, geez. Sorry, audience. Sorry. All right, but this guy's name, it appears to be a guy. First name, That Mage Dude. Last name, These Nuts. That Mage Dude, These Nuts.
These nuts.
Titled The Destructive. That Mage Dude, else? These Nuts, The Destructive.
Destructive. Was there someone else with these a name like These Nuts
yes.
or something?
First name, These Nuts, and I forget how it's spelled, D-I-Z Nuts. In your mouth was the last part of the name.
That's one of my favorites. These nuts in your mouth.
So like Mr. Bubbles?
That reminds me. There was a time when Frieden used to play Star Wars with us. Where were we? Going up and down an elevator or something? Yeah, we were doing dailies in Belsavis. There was a character named Mr. Bubbles there. And, well, I kind of got excited because I remember in my youth there used to be a product on the market called Mr. Bubbles. And I loved this product. I used to take bubble baths with it. And so I couldn't
remember Mr. Bubbles. Yeah, pardon the interjection.
I couldn't help but ask this guy that if I got in the tub with him, would he get my nuts clean? You know, I mean, he was Mr. Bubbles after all, you know. So Lemon and I had a little fun with him while we rode around during that quest. The guy laughed, though. He took it in good spirit.
What a good guy.
Pin drop.
Yeah. I know, that was kind of sudden. Hold on a second. Oh, pardon the delay. This is good editing right here. Just cut this out.
Yeah, I'll look for those long parts.
Oh, there he is. There he is. I have a picture of him. The aforementioned Grand Champion of the Great Hunt, Grand Champion of the Great Hunt. I'm going to put this up on my website for those of you watching my site. Musa, I'll send this to you so you can put it up on yours if you'd like to fill it into your video.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Wow, this crowd just died. Where is everybody?
I know.
Hey, I think we put him to sleep.
Yeah, there's a Zoidberg.
Put somebody online. We need to hear some voices.
Anybody care to interject online? Let me check.
I don't see anything lit up. I think they're all asleep. No lines are lighting up.
Well, Kazul's on line 2. Lamos is on line 5.
Let's go to Lamos. Let's see if he's got anything he'd like to add.
Sorry, what was that? I wasn't paying attention.
Exactly.
Oh.
Welcome to the on-air radio show, everybody.
Yeah. Well, we promised to put more people asleep by 9 o'clock than singing Rockabye Baby, I suppose.
No. It's not about you guys. I hit level 50 like 10 seconds ago, so I've been been totally zoned out.
Oh, thank you for showing such great interest in our show. Let's applaud all the people that are doing other things other than focusing on the radio show. All right, moving right along, JC.
All right, moving right along. We talked about that. This is a segment of the show where we call upon the experience of all of our members to discuss their preferred tips and tricks for Star Wars: The Old Republic PvP. Anybody have any tips or tricks for Star Wars PvP?
Yeah, well, I got something I'd like to add for those of us that like to do HUD ball. I know many of us hate HUD ball, but I love HUD ball because it's all about strategy. and you hate it when you don't have a strategy and a plan for it. But when you figure something out, it's great. Here's a strategy for two different classes. First, I'm going to explain the one for
Don't
anybody that
die.
can stealth. Well, that's a good plan. That's always the best plan. But another plan is if you're a stealth character, try to get to the end zone and try to be in a place where whoever's carrying the ball for your team can throw you the ball. Even if you're not all the way in the end zone, keep ahead of them as they travel a certain degree so they can pass you the ball. And then if you don't make it to the end zone before they pass it to you, if you get it and they pass it to the next guy that's near the end zone with it. It's all about passing the ball, not trying to hog it and run all the way to the end. My second tip is for those people that are sorcerers and have a grappling ability that they can pull their own teammates or whatever. He should always place himself up on that ledge across from the fire, either on the right or the left, where as soon as the player in the middle gets the ball and gets in range, he can pull him up to that level, and then one of the two of them can run over the line and pass the ball to the other. That's my tips on Hutball.
As we're talking about Hutball, this is Lamas, by the way. I'd like to
On
add
line
something.
7.
Oh, I'm on 7 now. I used to be on 5.
Well, you stopped calling back, bitch.
Go ahead, Lamar.
No, anytime that says about Hutball, talking. Anytime you can get at least even one partner, it will increase your chances of winning majorly. Because if you have Ben or something like that, the two of you can form a great strategy. Another one is if you have a stealth character, just to be stealthed in the back of the other team's area. So that way they don't have to run through all the fire. They just run straight down and then pass you the ball up, and it's really easy to score.
Yeah. That's a great strategy. Be in the pit.
True. I'm gonna without using the term that shall be used to drink, I will say this. Number one on my priority for PvP is to have voice comms. If you're not doing voice comms with people in your group, then you're already cutting yourself in the leg, because it's going to be very difficult to get, especially in-game PvP. You're going to have a hard time overcoming organized groups or guilds if you're not on voice comm.
True that.
Yep.
True that.
Very true. That's how you beat them. That's how
right.
we've always beaten them.
Right.
Yep.
So the number one recommendation for any Battleground, Warzone, or whatever PvP environment you're in is to have a voice comm. Number two, regarding Hutball, I'm all about people going to the end zone and kind of stealthing and hiding, but if you're just sitting there waiting, you're going to be in a bad spot. So I would suggest that having the concept that you're going to be there and waiting for somebody to throw it to you, be on the alert for it. But if they're back in their own pit fighting for stuff, you need to come back and defend.
Oh, no, yeah. I agree with that, and I'm sure that Lamont would agree also. Like, if the ball carrier on their team is running the other way, you have to at least be in mid, trying to secure the ball or trying to stop their ball carrier. It's a matter of when your team now has the ball as a stealthy, you start making moves in that direction so that you can place yourself on the end, so that the person jumping in the pit can get you. Unless you're on a roll, like if somebody's already thrown it to you in the pit, from above, and now you see that your team is about to get it again, then you stay over there. You go, I've done this before, like I just stayed in the corner and our team kept getting the ball, and then I would just pop back up where they could see me and throw me the ball. But if we lose it, yeah, you got to go back to where you're being useful, not just sitting there, because your team would need you to do something else.
Another one that really kills you in Hutball is players that, if you're defending, they'll stand on their bridges and just try and shoot from afar, the range characters. However, almost every time, the ball carrier is waiting to get in range of one of them, so that way he can jump to them and now be right next to the scoring zone. So my recommendation is, if you're ranged, never try and snipe from the bridge, because you don't want to get hit, because now you're just opening up to give them points.
Except another thing now, I also play a sniper. If you're a sniper and you're behind your shield, in case you guys didn't realize it, they can't jump to a sniper with his shield up.
True. The snipers are the one exception to that.
Yeah,
But like mercenaries who try and attack from afar on the bridge, you're just ruining your team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Musa, you discussed earlier the sorcerer. As you know, but not of all our viewers know, my main PvP toon is a sorcerer. And whenever a group is moving with the ball, I find it best for me and for the group in general for me to get on the other side of the map. Like if they're on the west side of the map, I'll go on the east side of the map. And I will progress and get into a position where I can pull the ball carrier to the goal line. But if you're just running along with the ball carrier, you're just going to get caught up in the melee.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, as a healer, my Sork is a healer, and I may run. Like I said, whenever I'm running with the group that has the ball, I'm always ahead. Just in case they're about to die, they have the option to throw it to someone else. Even though I'm squishy, if I can get it, then I can. We still have the ball on outside, and maybe I can throw it to someone else. But my intention, is always to get on that other side and or to be healing them. So if I'm with the group, I'm acting in the role of healer. Otherwise, I'm trying to get as far to the other side where I can pull them. And that's somewhere I'll try to stay as long as I can. And people will jump down and try to take me out of there. I just knock them off. I have a knockback. That's pretty good. I can just knock them off the bridge.
For the time being, 1.4, we'll discuss that in next week's show. Mm-hmm. But I mean, speaking of that, my first recommendation was VoiceCom. My second recommendation was totally be in front of the ball. Be looking for the pass. And if you've got the ball, look to pass it forward.
Yep, I have to agree. Well, it looks like we're about out of time. And we were having so much fun around here. I really hate to have to do this, but I'm so glad we had this time together.
Oh my gosh.
Just to chat a while and tell a joke.
Can I just say something really quick?
Only if you say interject.
Before you end the show, that was a pretty good discussion on tactics for Star Wars. Definitely would love to bring some more discussions for the Secret World. Especially since there's absolutely no limit to what you can do in that game.
Yeah, but that's the Frieden show.
Yeah.
Go right ahead, Lemon. We'll give you some time for that. Go right ahead.
Nah, I mean it's a little late. I realize that we're about to end the show, but I figure next show around we could bring something up. Maybe I could guest star in it again. Who knows?
That's a good
we'll
idea.
See.
Maybe so. Yeah.
I'll add it for next week's show. Oh, but before I go, we have corrections. Corrections from 2 weeks ago. We were talking about Jet Li. You referred to him by nationality. You should, to our public viewers at home, we don't mean to insult the great actor. He, as I understand it, he is from China, and his language of preference is Mandarin.
Who said he wasn't Chinese?
Somebody called him Japanese.
No, not me, certainly.
Well, it's recorded for all time. We'll have to go check, won't we?
I hope it wasn't me. We'll have to check the records on that, I guess. And if it was, I humbly apologize for misrepresenting his nationality. But anyways, thank you all for joining us, and thank you people on telephones with us, and thank you again, Freedom, for stopping by with us. And,
no problem.
Again, we are the Dextrin family, and we are a multi-guild family. We represent Star Wars, The Old Republic, Secret World, and Guild Wars 2. And for those of you listening, you might want to check us out on the web. We're dextrinfamily.engine.com. And we hope you all enjoy this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, all.
Links in the description below. Before he lets you go, links in the description below for dextrinfamily.engine.com. And if you haven't already, like this video. You've made it this far. You might as well like it. You might as well subscribe to it. That's what we want you to do.
That's right. That's what we want. Thank you for putting that in, JC.
I wouldn't be a good producer.
That's right. And that's it for us. And I am Mansa the Defenestrator. And that's JC the HMFIC.
A.K.A. Janessa the Defecator.
Yeah. And we'll see you again next week, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.
See you later, guys.
Well, thank you, everybody. Now it's time for the after show.
The wrap-up remix.
Yeah, well, we're no longer on the phones, and we're just hanging out and talking with everybody from our different groups. So that sounded like a really good show.
I agree.
Yeah. You're still recording.
Yeah, it's still recording. This is the after show. I'm not doing. Yeah, we're not doing like the news and all that stuff. We're just talking stuff right now. I think it went really well. A lot of times, some of the funniest stuff happens after I stop the record button, so we decided to keep letting it roll for a little while.
Well, I gotta admit, though, I mean, it's fun having cleaner sledge in here. We definitely got to get more people in here going to these things.
Cleaner kills it. I love having you here, Cleaner, because you kill it with your opinions.
I'll try and for next time. I'll try and have a sex report kind of fixed up, something that might be a little bit funny.
Awesome.
I was just kind of taken aback by the sex report thing, so I tried to make something up as
yeah, you did well. That's my bad, because I kind of just caught you off guard with that and just pulled you in on something I did last week. But yeah, we can make that into a regular segment and just have you in on it.
Yeah. I'll have something. I'll work on something to have it prepared.
Nice.
Yeah, like I said, I definitely want to get some more stuff going with that. I love the tactics you guys were discussing for Star Wars. Definitely need to bring more of that in from the other game.
Mm-hmm. Well, this took time. I mean, because I remember when we were all Lobies or whatever, I hated Hutball because it just seemed like one of those places you went in and got killed all the time, and it didn't make any sense. But then as you keep playing these thousands of games, you start to realize there is a strategy to this, and a way you can actually, see to it that your team actually wins in there. There's several ways.
Yep.
I have to agree. I originally hated it, but once I started playing Hutball with friends, it became awesome.
Yeah.
That's the thing with PvP too. It's also, if you're playing alone, you're probably going to have a bad experience. But if you play with a group, with a bunch of buddies, you're probably going to have a less bad experience.
And that's why I don't understand people that join a guild but never. I mean, and you ask them to get involved. I mean, I understand the guys that don't play every day and they're busy, but when they do play, try to get connected. I mean, because to me, that's what a guild is all about. Whether it's helping you quest or just having someone to talk to while you're online, or showing you where things are. Things like that. It helps.
Yep, it does, and that's why I go out and want my way to help people. Every time I see a group, people that have a group of 4 or 5, I'm like, let's go do something. Let's get you guys geared up. Let's go do nightmares. Let's go do something. I'm bored. I want to have some fun with my buddies,
I hear you. Yeah, I think I'm burned out right now, but I'm gonna be finished taking my hiatus and get back on my grind with helping and doing more events in the game.
Yeah, I've got an entire schedule filled of all events. This morning we had a large nightmare run with several people. Tonight wasn't as great, but we'll get it.
Nice.
I'll get it figured out.
Yep.
All right. I just got in a story mode EV, and I got my first piece for Columni. Got the gloves.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Congrats. If you want to run some stuff, pardon me, Lemon. If you want to run some stuff, I'm available for a while now.
Well, right now I'm doing the daily 5 comms for EV. I just started. We killed the first boss, and as I said, I got the gloves, so it's a good start.
So what is the story mode? Is that just like normal mode?
Yeah, story mode is normal. I mean, there's story mode and hard mode.
Yeah.
I mean, both story mode and hard mode is puggable on the nowadays for KP and EV.
Okay.
Like I told the guy when I started, I was like, "Hey, I just hit 50 like 2 minutes ago," and he still invited me to the group because it's the quickest way to get gear.
What type of tune do you have? Class types?
This one is an assassin, and I'm a tank. So the only epic gear I have is I have the 2 PvP trinkets, and I have the 2 implants, Ricotta implants, because I got them off of Lamos for them.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I did read, I do keep up on some of the Star Wars stuff, not all the time, but sometimes, but I did read they were changing crowd control, and they're also changing the mechanics behind stealth. How is that?
Don't get me started.
Stealth, not so much, but crowd control, yes, but it's more, they're affecting PvP. Like our stuns right now are like 30 meters, they're changing them to 10.
Oh, well, that would make sense.
Yeah. They're changing the resolve too,
Except
but
for
in
like
a weird way.
except for like healers, it doesn't. Who are never close to a boss, it means you can never stun anymore. Or not bosses, but normal mobs.
Okay. I was just curious. I don't intend on going back. You know, I lead my guild here in Secret World, but I figure I was just ought to ask.
But one thing I did notice is like mercenaries, they don't have one of the interrupts. In 1.4, I was looking at it, and they're about to get an interrupt to offset the fact that they don't have a stun.
Oh man. I'm gonna stick with what I like best, blowing shit up with my boomstick and my assault rifle and my the pistols. And then dicing the crap out of stuff with my swords. Wow.
Don't mind me. I'm putting up last week's radio show right now on the homepage.
Oh, cool.
Ah. That was a show with Pete, right?
Yeah, the one with Pete. You guys.
By the way, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar, but me and Musa are gonna try and get stuff started on the website. I'll go through it with him one day. We'll go through both of us over it and try to make it a little bit less complicated.
More or less. You heard it here first, folks. More or less.
I'm thinking...
Did you get that, Lemon? What you just said? You gonna make it more or less complicated?
More or less.
Oh, okay.
Complicated.
One way or the other, things are fucking changing.
Yes. Anyways, I think
we love you, Lemon.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, that should be it. Let's take a look and make sure it's there. It's going to be on the home page.
Cool.
Oops, actually. Did I change the wrong one? Fuck, I hope I didn't.
Manta, come do some more zones with me.
Alright, 1 second.
Oh, so that's where you went, kids.
Dude, you just asked me to run hard modes with you. What do you want to do? If you want to do war zones, I'm gonna...
Look up.
Okay, cool. I'll invite you.
Zones.
Are you 50?
Yeah, I am.
Oh man, you must have got bored trying to run nightmares with this, kids.
I just missed the PvP, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that game's great for the, like, dungeons and instants and stuff, but...
PvP, yeah, I get you.
Alright, if
PvP
you guys look on the home page, if you scroll down on the right, you'll see the on-air show. That's usually where it shows up at. So you could just look for a change in the picture every now and then.
The on-air show, cool. See it.
Right. There's a picture of Pete on there. When you started, you'll see an actual picture of Pete.
Oh, wow. Alright, so, is there gonna be, like, a link where you can see the previous shows? To catch up on them?
Yeah, I need to
You can do that. You need to put it,
yeah. Right.
I've been telling you about this for a while. You need to put an annotation in your site. On the bottom left-hand corner, you need to do first show. And in the middle of the bottom, you need to do last show. And then on the bottom right, you need to do next show for those shows that are old.
Also, Lemon, you'll see now wherever your name is seen on the website, it'll be on fire.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he's badass.
What's up with that? Anyways,
all guild leaders' names are on fire.
Oh,
Did you say ooh wee? What's up with that?
No, I said, wow, what's up with that? Well, why are you construing things the wrong way for me?
Ooh wee! What's up with that?
With that? Oh,
What's
the guy
up with
from
that?
On Saturday night, right?
Dude, that show can be fucking full of shit, but all of a sudden Keenan and Kel shows up, and I'm like, yes! What's up with that?
What's up? And nobody gets a chance
I
to say
said,
anything.
what's up? And the dude's sitting there in that fucking red jumper doing the running man. Forget about it. It's hilarious. Alright, I'm sorry for yelling.
No, it's alright. Anyways, I gotta take a break. I will be back later.
Alright,
Good luck, guys. I gotta take an AFK
Peace, dude.
break.
later.
Take it easy. And